In this video, will be what we call a reversing a linked list. Linked list is it's basically a bunch of nodes. Now these nodes can be anything that are connected to each other using pointers. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with what a pointer is in C++ classes or whatever other programming classes you took. Now all you have to know is that this is what we call a head node, the first one, and we call these pointers next. And these are all pointers. And the last one, which is a tail, is not connecting to anything, so we just connect it to a null. So when we reverse it, let's say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. It's basically going to be the same 3 nodes with a little twist where they're connected backwards. The tail, and this one will be the head. And this is what we call reversing. Now, basically the way that we go about this is not that difficult. Let's say we want to do it for like this sequence. These two, we want to reverse them. So we call the previous one a prev, and this one current. So basically we have a loop that goes through all of them. So let's say we're at this step. Note that we need to have both of them in memory because we obviously cannot go back. So all we have to do now is to delete this and add this pointer. How to know that the general stuff, general approach, let's jump to code. All right, so now that we have the code here, we got the theory part out of the way. Let's just see how we implement it using C++ here. This is a very standard way to implement a linked list here. I basically just created a node struct. It has data inside. It's just a number. It can be anything. And then this one is the important part. It has a pointer to the next node. So it's a node star, which means it's a pointer of node type, and we call it next. And this one is just an initializer. Now our linked list struct uses a node struct, who basically it has a head, as I mentioned, of a type node pointer, and then it has a default constructor that just puts head equals null. And this is for printing it. I'm going to use this later for testing. And then I use a mechanism called push to create a linked list. Just put one after the other. These two are for testing it later on in the main. I'll show you how that works. Now, as for the reverse, we saw that let's just jump to code. We had basically the first step would be to initialize the. Let's just comment it out. Initialize. Well, we called it prev, cur, and next. So let's just go ahead and do that. We'll do what we call a null star cur equals head is our head. And null star next prev equals null pointer because we solve with a null pointer. Or let's just put a null to be compatible with our versions, and our next will also be now we have a while. We go till this is null. We basically loop through our current. We loop through our current linked list. Now what we do is we shift the node. So basically this is the step where we. So next would be cur next. That means that the one that we currently at, the pointer to the next one will be the next. That's easy. Then this is where the reversing happens. So now the next of current points to the previous one, right? And then this is when the stepping happens. We step forward. So this is all we need. We basically go forward with next equals cur next. This is where the reversing happens here. And then this is where we step forward. Because if we don't, we're just gonna get stuck in this while loop forever. Now, at the end of this, remember, we have to change the head because now the head is the opposite. So all we have to do is to name head to be print. Now, this is the code here for reverse. And I also wrote a main code, a driver, where it creates a linked list. It pushes 24, 15, and 85. So 24, 15, 85. So this is what we have currently. We'll reverse it, and then we print out what the reverse is. So let's just run this, see what we get. Okay, so let's just run the code. We built it. As you can see, it's 85, 15, 4, 20. Notice that when I push this, it pushes that way, right? So it goes the opposite way. It's like a stack. And then the opposite of that would be obviously 24, 15, and 85. I hope that was clear. Thank you.